So looking forward to some more good Heroes of New Earth coming at you. The Deadeye Bounty League Season 2 coverage, of course, in our group stages on what is now our third weekend here. So we kicked it all off today with Sync versus BMG, and of course Sync taking that series 2-0 over there. So jumping into our next one now of what is Evil Corporation versus Polymorph here in yet another 2-game series. So looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Of course, you got these two teams. Your Evil Corporation now. Again, they're the ones that are in a little bit of a rocky start, you could say. They are 0-1-2 coming into this series, only the 1 point so far. So they're definitely looking to make up some room here. Going against Polymorph, who is 0-2-0 actually, has a couple of points themselves. Has split their first 2 series that they have played in. So again, this should be an intriguing one. Now, worth pointing out, ECX, they once again, Chioli playing in place of Nier. He is still yet to play here so far. So, again, I personally don't know much information about that more than just simply he hasn't been here yet. So, we'll see maybe, down the line if there's more to that or not. I am joined by What You Got once again as my co-caster. Welcome back.
Yo.
Okay, there you are, yeah.
Yep.
I was hoping you still weren't on your lunch break or whatnot. So. Okay.
I'm here.
Good. Yeah, I mean, do you know anything about Nier? Do you know this situation here, or are you just kind of in the dark as well? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious, but again, I'm sure we'll find out something on that, especially by the time the playoffs roll around here. So.
Perhaps.
Anywho, all right, we got this draft though already well underway. So let's take a look and see what we got. Our initial bans: Magebane, Midas, Deadlift, and Lodestone. We had Salforus into Magmus, Glacius into Pebbles, Prisoner into Parasite here. So, no Salamon bans or anything like that just yet. And again, from what I could tell, I don't think that they've agreed, at least in conversation here. So, off the bat, that's what I'm kind of eyeing. But yeah, what do you think of the draft so far?
Well, I see the Prisoner kind of stands out to me on ECX's side. That's to counteract the Magmus. Also quite good in dual lanes against Pebbles dual lanes. So I like the Prisoner pick so far for ECX. And then we have a lot of early game aggression from both sides. We don't know yet whether or not the Salforus will be jungling or laning. So ECX still has some options, whereas Hex or Polymorph has already picked up their jungler in the Parasite. So we have a jungler on the side of Hex. Not too sure if ECX is going to go the jungler route or look to win their lanes with perhaps another support and a hard carry.
Huh. Well, speaking of the jungler route, it's actually interesting. King Nikke believes that they could still very likely go a jungler because you see the bans right there of both. Oh, that's my phone. Let me go ahead and say no calling me. They ban Ophelia and Tempest so far. So, yeah, they're under that belief at least, and I definitely would be. I mean, the laning Salforus, it really is something we have seen plenty of, and he's kind of interchangeable like a Warbeast now. I feel like where you don't really know.
Yeah, he is. And whenever you're against Tankofet, it's always quite wise to ban out his comfort heroes because he plays like a monster when he gets those Ophelia, Parasite, Tempest heroes that we know him for. So it's always, I would say, good to ban out those against ECX.
Check out Cthulhuphon as well. Of course, having a Parasite even already. So, all right, got Puppet Master. Pretty snap pick right there by Imba Boy, and I'm sure he's happy to have such a strong carry hero that he likes. So they'll go with a Puppet. Gemini being right-clicked over here. Now that's one we have not seen in a while coming out.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, Gemini has kind of died off a bit. A lot of the item revamps kind of took a hit to a lot of the stat items, thus Gemini, I think, not feeling as strong anymore. I will say, though, he is quite good against heroes like the Prisoner and the Salforus. When he splits up, he I believe, doesn't take damage from the Undying in the ulti form, as well as I think he can break the Shackle. But I don't think we're going to see a Gemini here. It'd be pretty... I would almost call it off the wall, but I don't really think we're gonna. Whoa, Hammerstorm. Okay, that's a little bit more off the wall than Gemini, perhaps.
Wow, okay. I love
Carry
seeing
Hammerstorm.
This. I love
Carry
it. And it's very possible with the way
I hope it's Carry Hammer, not Support Hammer.
There's no way. Oh God, don't say that. No, don't make it a Support Hammer, dear God.
Carry Hammer. Let's go.
That's just like so bad. Making a support hammer especially. You gotta carry with that, man. No, I love seeing Hammerstorm. I obviously enjoy this hero very much. Again, he has this title of he was the only hero that was not played for that. When we had Quincy around us, he was the only hero that was not played a single game, not picked or banned out of all the heroes in the hero pool. So.
And then I think Sync went and picked him up for Mickey or something. So
Yeah.
eventually every hero got picked up. But yeah, I remember that as you pointed out.
For the longest time, and I definitely found it interesting. I mean, I get it in the end, but I mean, his skill set. It's really kind of a simple skill set. Like I got a solid stun. I got an ability that it's like an aura ability that enhances speed and armor, cool. And then I ult. It's like I hit even really hard. So, and then you have the cleave. So it is a really simple skill set, but in a lot of ways I think it's definitely good. Now I think the scaling is kind of the biggest issue, and is it really that strong ultimately and stuff? But it is going to be that carry. It is played by Chaos Master here, as they do final pick of Voodoo Jester, by the way. So
yeah,
I love seeing this. How will it work? That's a different story.
Yep. And we have final pick Warbeast for ECX, so rounding off their lineup quite well. They have really good cores, some good lockdown with the Puppet Master, and a lot of scaling between the South Forest, the Warbeast, and the Puppet Master. So just an overall really nice lineup. There's a lot of stuns and a lot of AoE crowd control coming out from Polymorph's lineup, so early game engagements, team fights, definitely going to look to be in favor of Hex. So ECX going to probably look to do a lot of individual ganking as well as split pushing this game with a lot of the signature heroes, specifically the Warbeast and the Puppet on Zane and Imboboy, the brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, I am kind of looking at the, why Hammerstorm, obviously, whenever you have such an odd off-the-wall, we're talking off-the-wall with Gemini, and then all of a sudden Hammerstorm comes out, and a benefit of it, the aura, the Galvanize, it actually is a pretty solid aura. It's been changed around a bit. Where does it stand now? So it's up to 12 armor, and then it's a static move speed, of course, and it lasts for 6 seconds. You level it up, it gets a lesser cooldown, is definitely a big thing on top of that. So, especially at level 4, I mean, he's giving 12 armor every 6 seconds, essentially, that lasts for that long. So, you got a Prisoner, you got now Warbeast, a Puppet Master. I mean, there is a lot of physical damage over here.
Oh, yeah, there definitely is. The armor will definitely play a little bit of a role in this game. We might not be able to see it, but it'll be there for sure. And what I noticed is, along with, as I pointed out, a lot of the stuns, there's just a lot of in-your-face strength heroes that Puppet's going to have to deal with. So he might see a little bit of a brutal start, perhaps, if we do see a lot of the stuns being collapsed onto him.
Oh, yeah.
So Puppet Master could definitely be in for a rough game. Or perhaps Imboboy could just, go off the wall, as we've seen him do time and time again.
Yeah, he has that history, so definitely wouldn't be surprised. But I guess also the idea of getting a Hammerstorm especially and having the Parasite, if definitely an aggressive lane is very likely. And sure enough, we are going to see that, it looks like. We got the Magnus and Voodoo Jester down here with Parasite looking like he is going to be aggressive. Pebbles will end up mid, and actually Hammerstorm going to head all the way to the top, of course. End up in the short lane as far as where he will be. So if they keep, now are they actually, I mean, Voodoo Jester actually is moving, and so is Parasite, so never mind. They had the intention perhaps of it initially, but something maybe threw them off there. They decided not to go aggressive in the end, so they will rotate. What do you think about that? Do you think they could have gotten away with being aggressive here, or does it make sense to just go passive in the end?
I think it would be quite tough to do a Magnus dual lane against the Puppet Master Glacius combination, as well as they're going to have to deal with Battlecry coming up from the offlane and eventual rotations from Lord South Forest. Lord South Forest only needs maybe 1 or 2 levels to where he can start rotating over. He does a lot of damage early on, and Magnus will also feel the damage just from the aura leveled up here as he does a pull. But it would just be very risky and very dangerous. Parasite would have slowed down farm because he would try to impact the lanes a little bit. So it's a little bit just safer for them to just offlane the mag. He gets a nice body pull off there, so he's going to guarantee himself some levels. But also, they might look to rotate the Voodoo Jester over to mid so that Pebbles can get a better start, because this is going to be a really tough mid lane for him, and he's going to get next to nothing 2v1.
Oh yeah, he is a very, very vulnerable target here. Any hook that hits, you got to figure that's very likely going to be a kill on Mr. Trumpsta. So you see he's playing a very long distance, trying his best to even stay in just experience range, especially the tower right here. And Of course, we'll be able to get at least some farm, but yeah, going to be a tough task. Now, Voodoo Jester is rotating over as you're getting at, so he is going to have at least a little bit of support help now, and so that'll make it definitely a little bit better. But at the same time, you know, Voodoo Jester, he too is on the same boat. If he gets hooked in, could be in a pretty vulnerable spot himself. But they do got kill potential now themselves.
Yeah, once they get that level 2 Curse ground up on Voodoo Jester, Pebbles gets enough mana for both spells in his combo. There is a very high kill potential. Rake gonna go in their middle. Just looks like to harass.
Okay.
But yeah, Pebbles already feeling the brunt of just one spell.
Yeah, obviously the weak armor that he's known to have, or lack thereof, is definitely having an effect there. Top lane, what's going on up here? I guess, okay, yeah, he did the pole camp, so Hammerstorm doing the pole camp. Obviously, Warby's doing his thing, using his minions, I'm sure, and making it difficult.
Annoying.
Being annoying.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep,
that means Hammerstorm has to tank a lot of extra damage, so probably going to need to bring himself some more regen in one way, shape, or form.
Back to the middle lane. Pebbles, one auto attack, and yes, he does go down. He actually got creep locked there a little bit the last second. If he was able to get around it, maybe. But yeah, that shackle being in place, it's obviously difficult. And there's a beautiful hook on a Voodoo Jester. Matthias lands it perfectly, and he ends it with a double tap actually. So. Yeah, as we're saying, I mean, we knew it still was going to be. Look at that, all of a sudden, too. Matthias up to 580 GPM at this point after that. So, yeah, strong start now for ECX.
We saw that Warcry taking into effect on the very initial kill onto Pebbles, giving them extra damage on those auto attacks, being able to guarantee that kill onto Pebbles.
So, Hammerstorm, I want to really, obviously, pay attention to him a little bit at least. And a curious thing about Hammerstorm too, and arguably one of the bigger reasons maybe we don't see him, is kind of, you know, skills. They are pretty simple, somewhat lacking in a way. I know his W is considered the mighty swing is like, is it really that good? You'd figure as a farming Hammerstorm, as a carry, like it's probably best to get, but I think he did go stats here early on, it looks like. So at least one level into stats. So again, that's going to be something that I'm curious. What would you expect? As actually, I thought because middle lane, Pebbles is going to get comboed again, but this time he is going to be able to survive as he got the chuck off and kept running. So he's good, but the pressure clearly being kept on here. But yeah, back to Hammer.
Top lane.
Oh, actually, yeah, they're going for the kill. Speaking of him, Warbeast. Is this going to be a kill? Couple more auto attacks needed. One more now with the Galvanize, and he actually let King Nicket get it right there. And it seemed like his Chaos Master turned around, so nice kill. Top lane.
Yeah, he didn't. He had boots, but was going to get ran down by the Parasite with Striders. I think he unfortunately blocked himself just a little bit with the Wolves, but would have been too much anyway. So yeah, what was it back to Hammerstorm?
So Hammerstorm, yeah. As far as his build, the W especially, the Mighty Swing, like, should we see levels into that? Should he be maxing out Galvanize? I mean, what do you think?
Well, it's going to really depend on what item build he chooses to go for. If he does go for the right-clicking build and he wants to transition into the jungle, 100% should go for the Mighty Swing. I'll be very curious to see if he does opt for something like a Portal Key and they just decide to, you know, train, so to speak, with their heroes and try to take kills and objectives. Mm-hmm. But if he does go for that route, which I wouldn't say is out of the question, then he could skip the Mighty Swing altogether. As he wouldn't need it as a farming tool. So, if he is going to go the farming route, I want to see the swing leveled up and just keep the Galvanize with 1 point for the armor and chase. Yeah. Middle lane, that's a nice kill onto Prisoner, going to slow him down just a little bit. Yeah. 400 gold for Voodoo Jester. That'll be his boots.
Oh, nice bonus for him. Yeah. Parasite obviously coming in that one and assisting there for that kill on a Prisoner. That's Glacius happened to be not there exactly at that time. I think he was stacking, actually. You see a camp over here in the Legion jungle that is pretty heavily stacked, triple stacked there. So, yeah, as you mentioned, a good kill on a Prisoner, slowing him down a little bit, but still remaining around the top farm as Hammerstorm is actually top, though, at this time. And he's got the early Blood Chalice. You know, figure probably is going to upgrade those boots. He's kind of curious again. It probably depends. Goes back to what you're talking about there with him. Like, is he going to be playing as more like assisting team fights and ganking early on and getting hero kills, or is it going to be kind of a very hard carry route? Ghost Marchers and Steam Boots. That is also now another thing. I'm curious to see what he goes for. I think Steam Boots, just the stats
I think Steam Boots for attack speed, but I think it would be Yeah, it would be kind of strange to me for him to go Ghost Marchers. Definitely needs the extra stats so he could Shred Swap and be able to throw out more than a couple stuns, as well as use the ultimate, which does cost 100 mana, which is, it's a good amount for a strength hero. So yeah, glad to see he picked up the Steam Boots.
Yeah, to combo. So yeah, you're looking at 240 mana that he needs to combo his hammer into his brute strength. He throw Galvanize on top of that. Oh, that actually goes to 0. Wow, I didn't even realize that. So it goes to 0 mana at level 3 or level 4 even. So it's only 25 right now. So yeah, it's not a whole lot of it added. But yeah, no, good point there about the brute strength.
Parasite, bottom lane. He's getting caught out here.
Is it a kill? One more out attack? Oh, it's not actually. Just out of range. However, Zane is going to chase him down. Use that metamorphosis of his to secure the kill, so nice job there, and they take back the hero kill lead now of 3-2. So Puppet Master, yeah, we haven't really been looking too much at Imba Boy yet, but Suman looks like it. He is doing pretty well, 45 and 17. He's got the assist now. Magnus, yeah, he's level 6, so in that sense, he's definitely a competent. Look, he actually went the Iron Shield. That's interesting. On a
yeah, I did notice that. I am honestly not too sure if it's really helping him sustain himself in the lane. Puppet very strong at boxing out melee heroes. He's going to go in there with the stun, just apply some pressure. But yeah, it's kind of an odd pickup, but I guess he wanted it for the laning phase just to try to mitigate some damage coming out from Puppet, so I understand it there.
Yeah, but it is that odd case, so it's like you have now
he's not agility,
plus
so
8 agility, so yeah,
right.
It's really worth the gold. I don't know. I think just sitting on the buckler, you could argue it's probably just better, but more efficient even. But yeah, he has a full Iron Shield. So getting
top rune area, we're gonna have a chase onto Prisoner.
Oh, yeah, he's not getting away. Oh my god. This could be a turn, actually. Yeah, he is going to get the stun on a Voodoo Jester enough for the kill. Yes, it is, actually. In fact, Prisoner's still alive. The Curse Ground on him, though. That will secure the kill, but also bot time for the teammates to come in. They're going to take out Pebbles. You see Parasite will be able to port out of there at least. But beautiful turn setup. I mean, sure he dies, but took people with him. Hammerstorm in the flank is not going to get there in time, however, as also Magnus, of course, being here. So, actually, big picture, I think Legion side definitely liking that exchange somewhat. Pretty even, maybe, if anything. But
Yep. Got a good ulti, baited a lot of time. Definitely was a nice setup from Prisoner. Self-Force going to work on some Ancients, but not going to be uncontested.
You see Hammerstorm a little, he's skeptical. He has brute strength and everything, but did not want to really commit right there. Figured they had the kill, and they did, and he uses Galvanize to assist Magnus in getting away. Going back in, I mean, they don't want to give these free. He does have Mighty Swing, actually. He's going to activate Brute Strength here. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and finish these off even with his auto attack. So, going to be a nice steal, actually. Pretty efficient here for Hex. As far as getting more farm and Chaos Masters. Jumps up to 430 gold per minute after that. Not too bad, actually.
Yep, and they got the kill on the Self-Force. They slowed him down a little bit. So, it's a nice golden XP swing for them, stealing those H-hits. Really well done. And it's really hard for ECX at this point to contest in larger engagements, as I pointed out, because of how many stuns they have and just the makeup of their hero is just so much easier for them to fight at this point. So there's just not a whole lot that ECX could do at the moment in those scenarios. So it's good that they decided to give it up.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really intrigued here to see what Hammerstorm goes. I know there's a lot of focus on him being new. I love this hero. It's a mix of that, but again, he's one we don't see often. But okay, he does go, or did he actually commit to that? He bought an Elder Parasite, it looked like. He must have bought like the pattern or something. Something's still in. There's no way he has a full Elder Parasite.
He can buy the recipe and then buy the 2 pieces at the outpost, or the outpost over here, as it does require a life tube and a gloves of the Swift, I believe. So he could buy those at the side. So yeah, he ferries out the recipe there.
So that's what I was getting at. Is he going to go this initiate? Is he going to get the portal key and maybe just try to make the point that we want to win this game early? No, he is giving a little bit of farm potential and a little bit of carry aspect. Voodoo Jester middle lane. He is dead. That was a hook that followed by obviously the freeze from Glacius. Not much you can do from there. So hook hits. Probably going to be a kill, especially on Voodoo Jester. And it was there. But yeah, so we do have our answer though again on Hammerstorm that he is going to try to make a little bit of a commitment to be a carry presence in this game. With that choice of Elder Parasite. And now the fact that obviously you can use that with a Shrunken now, I expect he's going to get a Shrunken still.
Definitely, he will need that against the Puppet Master. If he does get Puppet showed, obviously he'll do a lot of damage to his own teammates, so they don't want that to happen.
Oh,
Once
nice
he does actually
catch by
appreciate.
Magnus, by the way, at the bottom lane. The Undying coming out, though, and he didn't get the backup nearly in time as expected, and now Magnus actually going to fall because of that. So, yeah, really unfortunate. You can tell he went in, and it seemed like the time was going to be great, but I don't know. I feel like a port got canceled. I feel like there was more ports coming in, but they maybe canceled. No, Hammerstorm still has his, so maybe Pebbles did, but I don't know. Anyways, they don't get it, and he gets turned instead. So, missing out on a chance there. Oh, top tower, though.
Top tower goes down in favor of Hammerstorm. So yeah, ECX, they'll gladly take these kill opportunities that they can get. Because if they get ahead at this point in the game, they're going to be looking good as the game progresses.
Yeah.
So definitely liking their small opportunities that they're taking.
Oh,
middle lane, Prisoner gets a kill.
Runs away from good old Voodoo Jester, from Parasite. So yeah, got the kill though first onto Pebbles, and keeping him in check from the portal key. 11-20 gold saving up now after that death. So yeah, I mean, Trumps has had actually decent farm, but that's now his third death even. Wow, I thought it was 2 maybe, but yeah, having 320 gold per minute with 3 deaths actually. Fairly still, that's good I guess, but yeah, dying 3 times sucks. Middle lane, they are going to try to make a hold happen here, somewhat at least. You see Voodoo Jester throwing out the cocktail and going to stun as much as he can, but I don't think it's going to stop too much in the end. And that will be a kill there, so. Successful push for ECX coming out. And it's one of those cases gradually, across the board, it's pretty good for ECX. The other side, you do have the top farm of the game in Hammerstorm. What that's going to mean, I don't think any of us really know.
Not at the moment. Yeah, I'm still uncertain as to what his follow-up item will be. If he'll go something that'll give him more mobility, even more damage output, or just something like positioning, like a portal key. I'm really unsure as to what to expect.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, right?
Monster.
It really is with this hero. I feel like you can go, like you can get like a Brutalizer, for example, like just help with lockdown. Maybe that's not going to be the follow-up here necessarily, but that's good synergy with an Elder Parasite. Provides extra lockdown. So,
yeah, I don't think that lockdown is the issue this game because of their team makeup. I think it's more of the catch potential, like the positioning and being able to sustain himself. So getting a shrunken head. So I think items like those are what we'll see.
Middle
positioning
lane.
damage and.
Magnus goes down there. That was a jump for Prisoner. Easy kill on a Voodoo Jester as well, as he hooks him in to finish him off. So Matthias definitely making great use of the portal key as expected. And a couple other important kills. Magnus, obviously, he's not only second death, but still, going to have to be a little bit delayed from getting his own portal key. Pebbles is just about there, though. No doubt something that's going to be really important for them to have in this game, but. Okay, so we get our answer at least somewhat right now. He does go the Insanitarius, so.
Some more damage.
Yeah.
More strength, more survivability. It's a good item. It's definitely an early game item for him to want to fight with his team, so it makes sense.
Has that delivered there. How's he been leveling, by the way? He does have maxed out Mighty Swing and now level 2 Galvanized. Okay, so he did max out Mighty Swing first. He got the 1 point in the Galvanized, but.
Yeah, and he's been doing a lot of stacks in the jungle, so it makes a lot of sense that he's gone for this thing is how he did, or is going the farming route, at least for now.
Some pretty key items coming out, though. On the other side, you got the Assassin Trout now finished on Name Boy. Always important to see on a Puppet Master. You got, Ice Brand on Tankafet, playing the Lord South Forest, so working towards that Frosto Skull. As the Ice Brand in the time being. Also, a double damage rune. Gonna have that assist in, push this top tower. And probably gonna be a free tower kill. Doesn't seem like Hex is interested in defending it whatsoever. In fact, they're making their way to the bottom lane. They're all grouping up down here. They want to find somebody. Maybe just push the tower in the end, I guess could be their idea. But yeah, you see already Puppet porting in. He's got the Assassin try to use now. Hellhound scouting it out too, so ECX, they're going to get an opening right here. A quick opening on a Pebbles. The damage is real. He goes down off the mat.
Big eruption.
Here in the background, though, big eruption from Magnus, as well as the assistance Hammerstorm there. Ultimate activated. So much damage from him, and they do take out South Forest and Glacius, as well as the tower. So, and they also got Prisoner, actually, as part of that. I didn't even realize that. So a 3-for-1 exchange coming out for Hex. So ends up being a big fight for them.
Yeah, it was a big Magnus eruption onto 2 heroes, so those 2 heroes pretty much got wiped out. And then they took down the tower, so really nice swing for Hex. Still actually sitting at a little bit of a gold disadvantage, but experience nearly equal, almost at 17 minutes in, so very close. Still. Parasite looks like he's about to pick up a puzzle box too, once he chooses to buy it. So he's progressing quite well. Was doing a lot of early movements in the lanes, and did have that 1 death bottom, so did slow down his farm a little bit. But we'll have puzzle box 3 probably around the 18-19 minute mark, which will be quite early. So having a pretty good start himself. As you pointed out, we had the Pebbles portal key just picked up, so they'll look to continue to use that. Hammerstorm sitting on about 3,000 gold, so going to pick up his next item. Probably going to be the Shrunken, I would guess, now that he's picked up the Insanitarius. So just continue that that trend, being able to hit hard and sustain himself.
Yeah, I do want to kind of go a lot about him, but we made the comment earlier, yes, for the line, like he was the only hero by the end of the list, and in the sync, yeah, they picked him more of a troll, if anything, to kind of make that list end or whatever, but yeah, he was never picked up. But I don't think, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, that it's not because this hero's awful. I don't think that's the case. It's a mix of what role does he really fill the best. He's kind of like just good at a lot of different, like, or average even a lot of everything. Not like he's not the best carry though, obviously, and you know maybe not the best initiator in a lot of ways. But he really, his skill set, as I talked about earlier, I mean, it is just kind of a solid across the board. It's a very basic yet very solid skill set. So I guess what I'm getting at is that it wouldn't be surprising to see him take over this game. I mean, he does have that potential with the brute strength especially, and the mighty swing on top of that. It's a free rune cleaver effect that he gets from his skill by having a level 4 now especially. So, yeah, well, getting that shrunken head as you're talking about, I definitely do think that's going to be the next. He's going to be almost unstoppable in these team fights at least.
Yeah, once he pops that shrunken head, he can basically just run around and just keep hitting people. And they don't have any shrunken heads, excuse me, at the moment. So, you know, he can just get stuns from his team as well as use his own stun, and he can sit on that target that he wants to for as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
So he's going to do a lot of damage, and it's going to hurt. And there's really not a whole lot I think ECX could do at the moment until they kite that shrunken and they can lock him down with Puppet Master and Prisoner. So yeah, I think he's going to do a lot of work in this next upcoming fight with once the shrunken gets picked up.
I do want to clarify too. I know a couple of you have been chatting about this, but Null Fireblade does not purge off brute strength. I mean, that would be pretty ridiculous, obviously. And completely. I mean, yes, that would make this hero pretty trash in the end, honestly. But, yeah, no, you cannot get rid of that. When he has that up, it is staying on the full 25 seconds. Yeah, it's the last 25 seconds there. Okay. So, yeah, just to clarify that. He is going to go for the Ancients and clear out more of a stack of that. Again, 590 gold per minute. We definitely can't overlook that either. He really is farming very well here.
He was about 600 before, jumps back up to about 610 with the double stacked Ancients, but yeah, he's doing quite well.
As a team, though, ECX, again, led by Puppet Master, is also doing pretty well here. He's got his own shrunken head in the works, at least, with that mighty blade pickup here. Again, Frost of Skull, or I guess he's going to do the Ice Brand now, building a shrunken himself as Lord Self Force before getting a full Frost of Skull. So, but yeah, I wonder if that was a change of heart, because to get an Ice Brand and sit on that for a while, again, there's always that discussion: is that really efficient? You know, are you really getting enough out of that item to warrant getting it, and then not getting the Frost of Skull right away? I don't know.
Yeah, he needs Shrunk in this game. He's gonna have such a hard time dealing with all the stuns. And the reason why Salforus is so hard to take down is because he's constantly using that life tap, constantly using that Morris Certissimo. So he's kind of a caster in a sense because he needs to get those abilities off to where he can keep, upkeeping his HP. If he's stunned constantly and being controlled, then it's really hard for Salforus to upkeep himself.
See, bottom lane, look at this push coming out from Hex. They're not going to go all the way, but applying a lot of pressure and going to force ECX to fall back. Yeah, you see Kongor probably looking a little more appealing even for Polymorph here. There's a ward sight right on top of the Kongor pit. So it would be pretty obvious pending a counter ward here. They do got the level 3 puzzle box, which they could use to kind of clear out the area if they really wanted to. But well, they're not going to just yet. They were heading over here as it looked like they might have been going for that. But instead, they're going to buy some Veiled Rot, it looks like. Magmus and Parasite will activate it and try to find somebody over here. Maybe the Salforus. They can sneak up on him. And yeah, they know he's up here, definitely, of course. He does have a haste rune, though. Not going to make it easy. Oh.
Yep, Parasite can steal that, though, and he's going to steal it.
There you go. Yeah, face good in a lot of ways, and that's just another kind of benefit of it. And so when he steals it, does he doesn't get like a full duration? No, it does.
He steals, however, the remaining duration is on the ability. So if it has 10 seconds left, he steals it for 10 seconds.
So right there. So nice find there, using that Veiled Rot. I guess I don't know if the Veiled Rot necessarily did 100% anything there, but it's a case of, yeah, might as well just in case. And
they do have Hellhounds constantly scouting from Zane,
True.
So they wanted to make sure whether or not he had the Hellhounds scouting when they entered the forest, so that they could bypass those and go for a kill. So that was definitely a heads-up play using the Veiled Rot.
There's a nice middle tower push. Oh, in the jungle over here, Magmus, he's found by both Prisoner and Warbeast. You see the TP's coming in, but Pebbles, he tries to guess, comes up short, and they end up getting out and escaping. Glacius is like, all right, they all port to top, I'm going to push bottom. He might actually, I don't know if he's going to, you know what, he probably will, because Puppet Master's coming in here as well. They might get this tower kill, actually, so nice little trade-off here overall, definitely for ECX. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, they might not get the tower kill, but they do get it pretty low, is the ultimate point there. As Voodoo Jester makes his way over and is going to do his best to now prevent that. Glacius, I was going to say he's going to block a spawn of Ancients here, but the illusion just wore out, and so it does spawn as a result. A little unfortunate with the timing there, but oh well. Not a huge deal.
Oh well.
Yeah. Prisoner, well, what is Prisoner getting for next? 2,400 gold. Shrunken, I guess. Probably pretty
Shrunken
popular.
Head is kind of the name of the game for all the cores on ECX. Without that item, it's really tough to team fight. So we're going to see Puppet Master needs about 200 for his. He picked up the Warhammer, has it in his stash. Not too sure how close Warbeast is. He is about 100 gold behind Puppet Master, but only has the Abyssal Skull. Not the most expensive items. Could be quite close. And Prisoner, yeah, I would expect to see a Shrunken as well. Same from Salforus, has the Mighty Blade. So we're going to see 4 Shrunken Heads, I believe, from ECX. Glacius, unfortunately, not as luxurious as the rest of his team. But yeah, Kongor is being attempted, and this will go down. Hammerstorm does pick up a Portal Key, so has a Portal Key and a Shrunken Head.
Yeah. A scene right there with that Insanitarius activated and Brute Strength. He was hitting for 440 max damage and quickly on top of that. So he really is going to be a major threat again, especially if he's able to, activate that and get it off in the fights here. Now having a token, of course, helps with that. So as you mentioned, gets that portal key, gets a little bit of extra mobility now. Definitely very, very strong. 630 gold per minute. Top lane. Trying to make a catch happen here. Glacius, nope, going to port out though. And Prisoner will also just walk away, so they end up denying the tower. Their middle secondary, the last one remaining. Oh, Prisoner actually just uses Portal Key. Can they get him in time? Yes.
There we go.
There's Magnus with the stun, and now Prisoner has to fight. He's going to pop the prison break, maybe try to get a turn kill out of this. It's just not going to be enough, though, as Hammerstorm joins the party late, but gets there in time. So, a little bit of a misplay from Matthias. Got a little greedy there. Oh, and actually I just saw Zane. Yeah, you know what? I caught that in the... So he actually activated his shrunken head, unfortunately. Nothing. And he actually ended up moving the shrunken head then after he used it. So clearly it was in the wrong spot.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
That's the worst feeling. Yeah.
Well, a second less now, and I could. Oh, Pebbles found. There you go. Imba boy showing off. Well, Puppet Master is always deadly.
Showing off his burst potential. Hammer has been flexing his muscles for a lot of this game, but Puppet has some guns of his own, and he shows Pebbles them.
Yeah, literally flexing his muscles here, man. Hammerstorm. I love this skin too. Honestly, the Rast skin. This is actually my go-to with this hero too. But he pops a sword out when he actually has the ulti activated. So nice little tell there, but ends up pushing the top tower down.
He doesn't have the full set though, because I think it drips blood when he walks around, which it has like such a cool animation. But yeah.
I do. So
I have it.
I'm cooler, I guess.
So he should too.
Yeah. Well, it's the better player you are, the more sets you get. So I have like all of them.
The more skins you have, of course. Yeah. So yeah, Parasite's picked up an Abyssal Skull, so that's another life-stealing tool that Hammerstorm will have to work with on top of the Elder Parasite. So when that is down, he will at least get some life-steal as well. Pebble's working on a Shrunken, so we'll probably see the Demonic go to Parasite. And yeah, just trying to finish the Shrunkens on ECX's side. Southforest just finished his. Actually has 1,300 gold saved up as well.
Yeah.
So has had his for a little bit here.
Again, I do gotta say it feels like Hex should be behind by a bit now because they're down 13-9 hero kills, and they really haven't been very active, it feels like, this game, and with their lineup that screams like that it should be, but at the same time it feels like they're in a good spot. You know, as we are seeing right now, it's definitely decent. You know, Hammerstorm continues to be a very dominating top farm in the game. And this whole idea of having, you know, the dual carry, you got Warbeast, you got Puppet Master, you can sort of Self-Force, I guess even a Tricore to an extent.
Yep.
It's doing good, but it's not like, it's not feeling very threatening yet. And here comes the push now.
They're gonna try forcing something with this token. They have another minute and 15 seconds. Hammer did pop the ultimate, so he's gonna beat on this tower.
Uh-oh.
Or his Pebbles.
Yeah, that Puppet show, it's a little scary. But as you mentioned, yeah, Bruce Strength is down. He used to push that secondary tower in right there, so not having that, I mean, he still hits hard, of course, but it does take a bit away as far as feeling very intimidated. So he's going to life steal a little bit, but he still has, what, 45 seconds remaining on the token. Another 40 seconds on ultimate. I don't know if they're going to really be able to break here. No, probably not. They're going to be very safe. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, because he has the ultimate up basically by the time the token wears off, so that's just unfortunate timing. Had that been up with like 30 seconds in between, they could look to go and take down at least the middle tower.
Hammerstorm just going to clear out the bottom lane a little bit and then pour it out. And what does he have? 2,800 gold saved up now, so yeah, he did by the post ace. I mean, technically really only has one more inventory slot at this point. So this is kind of the problem with going this kind of build at the same time. It's like he's going to max out pretty quickly.
Of small items,
but
is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point because he is farming quite high, 630. So as you pointed out, he's going to fill up quickly. But I'm trying to think what he'll go for as his next item. I'm thinking it could be one of two things, either a heart or possibly Rift Shards, although I think he wants to bulk up being against a South Forest. Also, the burst potential coming out from the Voodoo Puppet is there if he does get caught by the combo. So I'm thinking Heart is his best option at the moment. He doesn't really need more damage, but I want to see Rift Shards personally. So yeah, I'm thinking he's going to go Heart.
Yeah, no, Rift Shards would be
more survivability.
Pretty awesome, actually. But no, I'm with you there. And You know, another item that comes to mind is, of course, I gotta say it, Bloodborne Maul is there, and seems like a hero, and like it was kind of made for if you were gonna pick it up one of these cases, but probably not.
I just like that item.
Yeah,
but
that's been proven.
Yeah, Parasite goes through a portal key, so it's not gonna have Bulwark picked up yet. So there's still the question of who's gonna get the demonic on Hex's side, and they have a lot of candidates. They have the hammer, the pebbles, or the parasite, but I don't think hammer wants to get that as his 6th item. So pebbles just picking up the shrunken now isn't anywhere close to it. I think I would like to see parasite go for that demonic.
Yeah, that is interesting too to note that they still don't have even a Soul's Bulwark on his Hellborn side. It does feel like they have several candidates that would be great for it, and it would be very powerful for them to have, but
yeah,
not having it just yet. And in fact, with that said, the Legion team doesn't either, and you got a War Beast over here, who instead is probably
looks like he's going Basher.
Fertilizer, yeah.
Yep, that's good because it's only it's a main core of Hammerstorm, so they just have to bash him once, lock him down with Puppet if they can. The Basher will be the way of locking him down through the Shrunken, and then once that wears off, Puppet can take over. So definitely a good pickup if you can get to that Brutalizer on War Beast.
Oh, they almost feel like they know Glacius, but actually nice pull on a Magnus right there. He reacts pretty quickly, however, the Legion team is trying to chase. Be careful not to chase too far, though. Hammerstorm, he is nearby. He has that portal key, of course, for jumping purposes, and going to act like they still want to make something happen. Undying gets applied to Parasite. Hammerstorm not going in just yet. Magma's sitting in. There goes Hammerstorm. He jumps out of prison. You see Prisoner dropping quickly. Catches Glacius as well. And Glacius is going to fall. Puppet Master also dropping about a third of his life. Hammerstorm trying to chase, but even with the Shrunken, he is being kited pretty heavily right here. He's going to throw the stun on the South Forest, so trying to run away. One more auto attack needed. Yes, they are going to get it. Facehug, meanwhile, on a War Beast. The Eruption also coming out from Magnus. Going to chase just enough and get another kill onto War Beast right there. Hammerstorm, he's going into the base now. Now, he doesn't have a token or anything like that. He is pretty far right here, and he is getting low. And in fact, South Forest, yes, is going to be able to take him out. Did cause a buyback, but they do secure the 4th kill, and actually they're going to go for the genocide. Not going to happen, but the way that ended, actually, overall, not too bad for ECX, I think.
No, not too bad. It was, I believe, a 4 for 4 with a buyback on ECX's side, so pretty even in terms of hero kills. Hammer ran into the problem of had his Insanitarius on, but had a South Forest on top of him, so he couldn't toggle it off, and just couldn't get away from him, unfortunately.
Wait,
I thought that buyback probably would have actually stayed alive, so it's probably a good buyback by Tinkfit there.
Okay, so you're suggesting that the R would have killed him if he toggled it off because he was so low on life. Okay.
I think he actually did turn it off, so he went to 1 HP, then died to the aura, but I could be wrong. Either way, he had a run away from a South Forest sitting on top of him, so it was very tough for him to get out of once he was in the base.
Yeah, we did, again, they kind of see also a little bit of maybe why we just don't see this hero a whole lot. The kite factor is definitely real. I mean, even with a shrunken head, his chase potential is just not as strong. I mean, I guess Galvanize, the idea is there, but it's only a 14% movement speed increase, so it's not even that much. Honestly, it's more for the armor, if anything.
Rift Shards.
He does get Rift
Shards.
There
it is. Yeah, and we saw in that fight that once Hammer went in with the portal key and the Shrunken, ECX did a fairly good job of falling back. Hook gonna go out onto Pebbles here middle lane.
Yeah, I see that on the minimap there. You got Pebbles. He is gonna die as a result of it, and Parasite actually will make an escape at least, but nice kill from ECX, and now they got the group up game going. The Conqueror is up. They're gonna push middle though. Pebbles doesn't have a buyback, so they're gonna go middle, and they may actually go for Conqueror here. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Magnus is split pushing the top lane, so going to force at least 1 TP back. They could look to fall back and defend this Conqueror now after forcing that TP, so Magnus is going to port back. It would be quite even. Puppet going to take. Oh,
is that enough? Look at that! I love that play from
Imba
Boy.
Smart by Imba Boy. Yeah, really well done. It shows you that he knows this hero inside and out.
You want to explain what happened there?
Yeah, well, instead of right-clicking him or finishing the voodoo puppet, he let Hammer continuously do damage to himself, and then once it was just about to die, he finishes him off.
So the idea that Puppet
Doesn't give
Show,
him any chance of popping his shrunken head, basically.
yeah, Puppet Show doesn't do lethal damage. So, like, say if it was his teammate as well, if he was to if he hit on his teammate, if it had 1 life, it wouldn't actually kill his teammate. So that same idea there with the voodoo puppet. So yeah, that was a very good point. Like the fact that he really just knows the hero so well, and seeing the Rift Shards, wouldn't be surprised if they realize, okay, yeah, he doesn't have a buyback, easy Congo kill now. They make it happen. So that's definitely kind of a shift in this game here now. With that especially, the fight before was one thing, but losing Hammerstorm like that, giving up a token, now you get a Hellflower too on Puppet Master here. So a lot of improvement coming out from ECX. I gotta say, I still see this Ice Brand on Tankafed, who now even has a Soul's Bulwark and everything, but kind of waiting for that Frosted Skull to appear.
Yeah, he's bought a bulwark, as you pointed out. So, actually, Legion side being the first ones to get that bulwark. Storm Spirit was picked up by Magnus, so that's going to be a nice tool for when Hammer gets Hellflowered or whoever, so they can save, so he can get his shrunken head off. But yeah, I'm thinking back. I really think that he should have went for Heart, because I think he does do enough damage. It's just a matter of surviving at this point to be able to do his damage. So, although I love the Rift Shards, I think the Heart would have been better.
It is a weird place though, because we did see that last fight. Going back to it, like, yeah, in the end they actually did overall pretty good up until the very end there, maybe where he did die, committed whatever. But we saw, as I went back to it, the kite factor and how, if they didn't get killed off the bat through the stun, then, they were able to start running away, get some support, maybe at least try to attempt that, where the idea of Rift Shards, you don't even give them that chance. You simply kill them through the stun even. So, like, I can see both ways, personally. So,
yeah.
He went the Rift Shards, which, again, as a spectator, we're not complaining, but...
No. I'm not complaining.
Yes, at the same time, Behemoth's Heart is obviously
Puppet has
a item on him.
DD, and he's looking for something, but not going to find anything. Just going to group up, put some damage on this mid tower. Does have the Token of Life now for 240 initiation.
South Forest, a lot of burst off the bat, a lot used to do that, though. Meanwhile, you see nice prison break, as well as a Voodoo Puppet. Down goes Prisoner in the background. Hammerstorm, he's trying to deal with Warbeast, but now Hammerstorm, he's having to deal with Puppet. He goes over to him and immediately drops him. Warbeast keeping on running with the Metamorphosis, but Magma's chasing him down, might be able to catch him for the kill. Puppet Master, meanwhile, you're not getting away from this, it looks like. Nice job with the hold of the show. Actually killing his teammate as a result, but Parasite is going to live through it. And down it goes, Puppet Master. Again, good attempt from Mimbo Boy, but goes down. Genocide in favor of Hex, and no buybacks. That was a 2-for-5 exchange in their favor, man. It was kind of hard to tell, but I'm guessing the Hammerstorm did do a lot of damage.
Yeah, he did do a lot of damage, and it was a really good initial jump. They bursted down the South Forest, who has the Demonic, so provides that big aura for the team. They got him dead before he could pop the Shrunken, but I will say it was a little bit of a misplay by Trumpsta. He didn't actually pop his Shrunken when he initiated, so he got puppet showed and was taken down very fast. Is that a buyback on Prisoner? I believe it was.
No. Maybe, yeah, it was actually. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. But I think they're gonna get this Rex.
Yeah, I was gonna say speaking of
nice
buyback.
Cyclone.
Yeah, did a good job with the Storm Spirit, but Puppet and Warbeast obviously don't have one, so even with him buying back here, it's not going to ultimately end up in a lot. Well, maybe actually Hammerstorm. Oh, that was a huge crit right there. But actually going to have to walk it off as Magnus, though,
that's the bound eye. That's a big kill on the Magnus.
Yeah, did something out of it then in the end. They lose the Rax, though. Of course, that's the main objective there. So overall, still pretty good for Hex. But once again, now we're finding a place of Hammerstorm especially, so he has another 3,000 gold saved up. It's, what do you do with this now? Do you just get something else in place of the Elder Parasite, maybe?
Yeah, he can always replace these smaller items for bigger ones. Specifically, the one that comes to mind would be replace Portal Key for perhaps a Conjuro, but maybe he wants to keep that at least for now, get rid of something like the Elder Parasite, which he could get some form of attack speed through a bigger item. I'm just trying to figure out what it is that he would want to go for.
An Arc-Light Crown? That attack speed.
That is one of the better attack speed items in the game. However, they do have Force Shrunken, so it's very tough for him to transition into magic damage. So I don't know. I don't think Arc-Light Crown is necessarily the best choice.
I feel like Demonic then probably would have been the best.
Yeah, he could just be the one to pick up the Demonic.
Well, Pebbles already has a Soul's Bulwark now, so.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be that case then.
We'll just wait till he switches items and then we'll criticize, because I'm not too sure what he should get.
Fair enough.
At the moment.
You know, Frostal Skull, speaking of Kite, that's kind of a mix of that survivability as well as the preventing Kite, so could argue perhaps that, but oh, here comes a Veiled Rot, by the way. Gonna use it with several teammates. You got Magmus and Parasite. Magmus another bound eye, so has it once again. Be able to scout the Hellhounds, the Invis Puppet.
Yep. So they know that Pebbles is being spotted here. They saw that Hellhound there. Oh, they're going to find Puppet. That's a big kill.
That is, yeah, the Bound Eye coming into play big time. What a pull up from Matthias. Puppet Master, he is going to go down. He had to do a little bit of damage right there as Invis or not. But anyways, he goes down, so still a big hook nonetheless, and actually is going to end up a turn kill on both Magmus and Voodoo Chester. Puppet did buy back, and you see the Hellborn team retreating immediately. Now, where was Hammerstorm during that, actually? Okay, I guess he was part of that.
He was there, and as soon as they called the Puppet buyout, they all just kind of scattered.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a really good initial jump. They got the Puppet taken down with the Hellflower. He got the auto attack once, so he didn't really do a whole lot. We don't have buyback on Magmus, so he's staying dead for 40 seconds. However, Voodoo's up in 35. He does have a buyback if he does need to use it. Shrunken Heads are still down for both Pebbles and Hammerstorm, so ECX could look to go Cutthroat here on the Rex.
Yeah, they're going for it.
Warbeast is kind of charging in. He's got to be careful, though. He could get tossed back further into the base.
Look at bottom, by the way. You got Parasite down here. He's actually getting the melee racks, and probably going to be worth the trade for the Hellborn team, if anything. Warbeast is going to be trying to fall back right here. Pops a Metamorphosis. You see Hammerstorm, he can't really get the auto attacks off, and the melee racks does fall bottom lane. He does die for it, but you got to say that's definitely worth it there. And now the Warbeast back up here to him. He's still trying to kite away. He is going to get caught, though, when it's all said and done. So, again, despite being pushed on.
It's looking really good for Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah, they trade Raxes despite being down in manpower, and they get the pick off onto Warbeast in their own jungle. Who does have a buyback. They could look to force his first one. Hey, actually get a nice DD spawn. Pebble's going to bottle that up. Perhaps give that to Hammer, and he'll go crazy on the Rex. But doesn't have a token this time, so we'll need to play very cautiously.
God, double damage on Hammerstorm. That is scary stuff. Yeah, sure enough, there we go. Drops it, delivers it. And here we go. He activates Brute Strength there. That tower is going to fall quickly. It's pointed out, though, no token. Got to be able to look at
60 him.
It's so quick now. Oh, the 1,700 crit, and down goes Prisoner. You do not want to mess with this unless you got the Voodoo Puppet. Down goes Hammerstorm. Meanwhile, you mentioned that was the big key, though. He did not have a token, and he drops right there. Very good hold from ECX. Already 3 players dead. In fact, Parasite, I think, did he buy back or no? No, he just simply survived there.
Yes, he did. And also, Warbeast and Prisoner used his final. Warbeast using his first to defend the Rex. But yeah, we saw when Puppet Master can get his spells onto Hammerstorm, he melted Hammerstorm when his Shrunken Head was down. So
Elder Parasite.
It becomes the factor of who can get what off onto who. Because yeah, Hammerstorm definitely can still be bursted down, only to 2,300 life.
And yeah, again, with the Elder Parasite active, taking that much more damage, I was so impressed by the previous shot by him on a Prisoner, but honestly, Puppets was just as impressive with the opening there. So, yeah, Hammerstorm, he does have 5,400 gold here, pending he's not going to buy back, which I don't think he will. It's just a range racks here middle. Not going to be worth trying to defend that, of course. So, yeah, just simply going to wait back, wait for the resurrection here, and looks like ECX even is going to fall back as well, as it is a little too close for comfort. So, yeah, going to get that answer as far as what Hammerstorm may ultimately do here. You know, even just speaking about the other Parasite and the amped. Okay, never mind. He rebuys a Shrunken first at least. So, That's
That's
good.
okay since he has a buyback.
Yeah, that is good. But I do think a strong argument could be made to sell the other Parasite, not open yourself up to being as vulnerable. Instead, getting that raw health. Replacing that with a Behemoth basically, it seems like it would make a lot of sense, but up to him.
Sheepstick, full Sheepstick on South Forest. And I think Puppet bought something. Didn't catch what it was, though. Flying out now. Okay, it's just a Hungry Spirit, so he has at least some life steal now.
Maybe the Kongor pit area. Obviously, our next big fight could happen around here. It is the third Kongor. So as tends to be the case. South Forest is scouting out over at the Ancients. Not going to find Pebbles, though. He finds an opening. Jumping on a Prisoner. Here we go once again. Puppet sitting on the uphill. Nice job with the Storm Spirit. Going to save Pebbles for now. Rupture being channeled to the background by Magnus, by the way. He eventually jumps in, but all these shrunken heads not doing a whole lot of damage, honestly. Pebbles in the midst of it. Hamster jumps in the background, finds Puppet, and down goes Puppet Master. Once again, it's a matter who gets the jumps, but now Hammerstorm, he's vulnerable himself. He can't take out Warbies. Instead, he goes down, locked down just a little bit too much despite the shrunken. And down goes Magnus. It is a cleanup for the Legion side. Now, buyback galore happening right here, especially on the Hellborn side. And now the chase is on in their favor. Prisoner, he's going to be bursted down by Parasite. Lord South Forest will be fine, however. Now, the question is, will they go for Kongor or not? But you see the buyback situation. Parasite out now. Hammerstorm did use one there as well. And I think Pebbles did, too. Oh, no, that was earlier, maybe, but...
I think he did. Looks like Tangafet killed Pebbles.
Okay.
South Forest killed Pebbles.
So,
yeah, a lot of buybacks being used.
It is going to be a Kongor, though. It is crazy to see one hero get bursted and then the other side, you know, he gets bursted down, so...
He drops the Insanitarius.
Huh.
I would have thought either the Portal Key or the Elder Parasite over that.
It seems like, I mean, doing that pretty much makes a point that he's not as concerned about his survivability. He's...
Yeah. Another double damage.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, I guess that could be the name of the game of we just want to burst you, kill you much more quickly than you can kill us, so... Yeah, it does feel a little odd, though.
Yeah, I don't think I agree.
Well,
Morbius goes for an Ice Brand.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, look at South Forest. So he never ended up using that Ice Brand to turn into a Frostwolf Skull.
He lent it to Warbeast, swapped items.
Yeah. I thought you actually meant that he did.
Yeah, I guess he sold it, so deciding not to go for Frostwolf. But yeah, the Sheepstick and the Demonic are great pickups, so it's understandable that he goes for those, or at least decides to complete those earlier.
Yeah.
So Bananas did go to Pebbles. So we have Bananas on Pebbles and Token on Hammerstorm. 3 minutes, 40 seconds. ECX is looking to try to set up before Hex gets all the way to their base. So they're going to try to get the jump on them here. They have the Prisoner in position as well as the South Forest with the Sheepstick.
Comes the push. Again, they haven't seen them for a while now. They got to figure something out there. It's a jump, and down goes Hammerstorm so quickly once again. But the Token of Life, can they deal with this now? Voodoo Jester, oh, wow. Yes, they can. He goes down immediately. He buys back, and he's trying to get back in here now. But meanwhile, we see Magnus on the run. As that is the final buyback from Hammerstorm. But again, a lot was
Puppet
used.
can't buy back.
And Puppet is dead, you're right. And no buyback. Lord South Forest, he too is going to fall. Now he can buy back.
He can buy back, yeah.
Without Puppet, though, they lose a lot of burst.
And
this could
they
be the
still
final
have both
push.
the Shunkens on both Hammerstorm and Pebbles.
In fact, they're going to go in, kind of forced right there. Look at that. Glacius has jumped by Hammerstorm. He now goes to Lord South Forest. Getting the big hits in there. No crits on South Forest, but not needed. Wolf Time Taunt, and that should probably do it. Going to get some Mega Creeps coming out. Matthias doing all that he can to keep them at bay. And from truly finishing this game with some hooks, but it's just not going to be enough. Puppet still has another 35 seconds. That's so much damage that they're missing without him. There we go with the final racks killed, and that means, again, Mega Creep. So GGs are being called in chat, and it will be a Game 1 victory for Polymorph over Evil Corporation. The carry hammer is real. Oh, man, who would have thought? That was impressive.